Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to the game review recap discuss. There are 16 games that happened over the weekend, looking ahead to the next couple of days of game action, and taking a quick look at the standings, so looking at a couple more teams who have fit their halfway point. We'll get to all that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Talking Shop. Before beginning this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all your support. I would never be able to do it without you guys, so don't forget to subscribe so we can reach 250 subscribers. Now, as usual, when I start off by discussing the last few days of game action, there have been a ton of games over the past couple of days. We had all teams play on Saturday. We had a 16 game slate on Saturday, then we had 2 games played on Sunday, then we had another 10 played yesterday on Monday, so with all these coming up right here. First, the Capitals were able to score 2 third-period goals on Saturday and beat the New York Rangers 3-2. Very good winner for our Capitals to improve to 20-14-6, dropping the New York Rangers to 25-13-2, so really good win there for Washington. Dowd, Mantha, and Oshie were the 3 goal scorers for the Capitals in the win, while Fox scored both goals for the Rangers in the loss. So it wasn't a really great game there for the Rangers. Could have locked it down, had a win, but they lose, and they fall to Washington Capitals in regulation, so not great stuff there. Caps improving the Metro, and Rangers faltered a little bit. The Canucks were able to score the only goal of the game in the second period, and extend their winning streak to 5 games as they shut out the Buffalo Sabres, beating them 1-0. Very good winner for Vancouver to improve to 29-11-3, dropping Buffalo to 18-21-4, so very good stuff there for Vancouver. Lafferty was a lone goal scorer. Demko stopped all 26 shots he faced in the shutout and the victory, so very good stuff there for the Vancouver Canucks, who find themselves getting another win, so they improve their lead in the Pacific Division. Buffalo falters and finds themselves now 3 games below 500, so it's not really great stuff there for the Buffalo Sabres. Then the Ottawa Senators were able to finally win a game, ending their 5-game losing streak by beating the San Jose Sharks 5-4, scoring a very late game-breaking goal. As you can see here, Tarasenko scored with 5 seconds left in the game. It was a really close game. It almost went to overtime, but thanks to Tarasenko's late game heroic, and it all comes credit to Sportsnet, the Senators were able to beat the San Jose Sharks. Very good win there for Ottawa to improve to 15-23-0. Like we said, ending their 5-game losing streak, while the Sharks are up to 10-30-3. So not great stuff there for San Jose. Stützle had 4 assist night, Zubin 3 assist nights. Kachuk, Batherson, and Tarasenko all had a goal and assist, and Giroux and Chabot also scored for the Senators in the win. While Duclair had a goal and an assist, Ferraro had 3 assists, and Zadina, LeBanc, and Vlasic also scored for the San Jose Sharks in the loss. So it wasn't really a great game there from the Sharks. Definitely was interesting. They got themselves into a couple of early holes. They were able to leave themselves out of it, making a 4-4 game. So it was a really close game. But the Senators were able to overcome that, get the win, and are able to finally end that 5-game losing streak there. So really good stuff there for Ottawa. Then we saw New Jersey Devils beat the Panthers 4-1. Panthers' 9-game winning streak comes to an end as they fall to 27-13-2, so not great stuff there for Florida. 1 win away from 10, so not great stuff for Florida, but they had a really great stretch here. Devils, meanwhile, with a huge win, improved to 22-15-3, so really good stuff there for Jersey. Holtz, Halla, Bratt, and Marino were the 4 goal scorers for the Devils, while the lone goal scorer for the Panthers was none other than Sam Reinhart. So really good stuff there for the Panthers. This was a really interesting, tight affair. It was pretty close for most of the game, but it was the Devils who come away with the victory, and the Panthers do falter and have their 9-game winning streak snapped, so not great stuff there for Florida. Then we saw the Seattle Kraken, unlike the Florida Panthers, keep their winning streak going. The Kraken were able to overcome a slow start, beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 7-4, extending the winning streak to 9 games, and point streak to 13 games. So the Kraken are still on a heater right now, definitely doing extraordinarily well. Well, they improved to 19-14-9, while the loss drops the Columbus Blue Jackets to 13-21-9. So not great stuff there from Columbus. For the Kraken, McCann, who had 2 goals and an assist, and Bjorkstrand, who had a goal, 2 assists, both at 3-point nights. Dumoulin had a goal and an assist. Schultz and Gord had 2 assists, and Eberle, Tolvanen, and Cartier also scored for the Kraken in the win. While for the Blue Jackets, Provorov scored twice, Marchenko had a goal and an assist, Peak had 2 assists, and Bemstrom also scored for the Jackets in the loss. So it wasn't a really great game there from the Jackets. When they probably want to head back, it was interesting. It was really close. They led a couple of times in this game, but they do find a way to lose. So no great stuff there for Columbus, while Seattle was able to extend their winning streak to 9 games. So very good stuff there for Seattle. Then we saw the Anaheim Ducks lose to the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-1. Bolts came out and destroyed them, improving to 22-17-5, winning their 3rd straight game, while the Ducks meanwhile drop to 14-27-1. So not great stuff there for the Anaheim Ducks. For Tampa, Kucherov had 3 assists, and Stamkos had 2 goals and assists, both of the 3-point nights. Then DeHaan, Hedman, and Hagel also scored for the Tampa Bay Lightning in the win, while for the Ducks, Vetrano was a lone goal scorer in the loss. So not a great game there for Anaheim, one they probably want to have back. It was a really decent game there from the Ducks, but it was an even better game from Tampa, who was able able to now win 3 straight. So really good stuff there. Then we saw the Leafs absolutely blow a really good winnable game. They were up 3-0 after 1. They were able to get out to a 3-0 lead over a really good team, the Colorado Avalanche, but they let them crawl back, and with 4 minutes left, the Avalanche would score the game-winning goal to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 5-3. Very bad game there from the Leafs. This is one of the games you want to see them lock down and sort of win, and instead they wind up blowing it, giving up 5 consecutive goals. Leafs wind up losing, falling to 21-11-8, while the Avalanche now have a 3-game winning streak and improved to 28-12-3. So really good stuff there for Colorado. Colton, Jordan, McKinnon, and Rannon all had a goal and assist, and Colton also scored for the Avalanche in the win, while Riley, Liljegren, and Domi were 3-goal scorers for the Leafs in the loss. So not a great game there from the Leafs. When they want to have back, this was a winnable game by far. This was a huge game there for them to try and improve in the standings, but they blow a 3-0 lead and they lose in regulation. So awful news there for the Maple Leafs. Then the Detroit Red Wings would come out on fire, get out to I think it was a 4-1 lead, and held on for a 5-3 victory over the LA Kings. Huge one there for the Red Wings, who improved their point streak to 5 games, while the LA Kings meanwhile dropped their 8th straight game, 0-4-4 in their last 8, and fell to 20-11-8 on a year. So not great news there for the Kings, who continue to find ways to lose. For the Detroit Red Wings, Larkin scored twice, Kane had a goal and an assist, Petrie had 2 assists, and Fabry and Kopp also scored for the Red Wings in the win. Well, for the Kings, Byfield scored twice, Kopitar and Fiala both had 2 assists, and Dubois also scored for the Kings in the loss. So not great in there from the Kings. One they probably want to have back. This was another chance for them to try and get out of the losing column, yet they find ways to lose, so not great stuff there for the Kings. Well, for the Red Wings, it was a huge win there. They continue to get some points over the past little while. I think they're 4-1 over the last 5, and they now are back in the playoff race. So really good stuff there for Detroit. Carolina then blew a 2-goal lead, allowing Pittsburgh to score 2 consecutive goals to tie the game up, but they would recover in overtime to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2. Huge win there for Carolina, who extend their point streak to 8 at that point in time, while the Pittsburgh Penguins fall to 20-15-6. So not great stuff there for the Penguins, but really good win there for Carolina, who improved to 24-13-5. So really good stuff there for the Carolina Hurricanes. Pesce scored twice, including this overtime winner, as you can see here. Very fantastic OT winner for Brett Pesce, who is able to help the Canes beat the Penguins. And Martinic also scored for the Carolina Hurricanes in the win. While for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Rust had a goal and an assist, and Gens also scored for Penguins in the loss. Not a great game there from the Penguins. They were able to tie it up after being down 2 goals, so at least that's a win. They do get a point out of this one, but it was a really good win there for the Carolina Hurricanes. Then we saw the Philadelphia Flyers, who are on the second half of a back-to-back, come out and wind up shutting out the Winnipeg Jets 2-0. This was a really good game there for the Flyers, who are able to improve to 23-14-6. So for the Jets, their 8-game winning streak and 14-game point streak have both come to an end, and they fall to 28-10-4 on the season. First regulation loss in quite some time. So very good stuff there for the Winnipeg Jets, who had a really good run up to that point, but still it was the Philadelphia Flyers who come away with a victory on that night. Atkinson scored both Flyer goals, and Erson stopped all 35 shots he faced in the shutout and victory for the Philadelphia Flyers. So very good win there for the Flyers. Were able to find a way to victory. Then we saw the Edmonton Oilers overcome a 1-0 deficit to beat the Montreal Canadiens in overtime 2-1. Very good win there for the Edmonton Oilers, who extend their winning streak to 10 games. Very good win there for the Oilers, who keep their winning streak going. They improved to 23-15-1, dropping the Montreal Canadiens to 17-18-7. So not great stuff there for the Canadiens. Still hovering around 500, but still it was another OT loss for them. For Edmonton, Drysdale had a goal and assist, and Bouchard, who had the OT winner, also scored for the Oilers in the win, while Caulfield's the lone goal scorer for the Canadiens in the OT loss as they fall. So not great stuff there from the Canadiens. They had the lead, could have held on to it, weren't able to, but at least they do get a point out of this one, so it's not all bad for Montreal, but still really good for Edmonton to hit the double-digit win in a row mark. Then we saw the Nashville Predators score a late tie-breaking goal to beat the New York Islanders 3-1. Very good win there for the Predators, who are able to improve to 24-18-1 and win their third in their last 4 games, dropping the Islanders to 19-13-10 as they have now lost 5 of 7. So not great stuff there for the Islanders. Carrier, Parson, and Evangelista were 3 goal scorers for the Predators in the win, and the lone goal scorer for the Islanders was Jean-Gabriel Pageau. So not great stuff there for the Islanders as they continue to falter a little bit, but still really good stuff there for the Predators, who continue to keep pace for top spots in the wildcard race. Then we saw the Dallas Stars come out and beat the Blackhawks 3-2. Very good win there for the Stars, not overly surprised surprising as they improved to 25-12-5, dropping the Hawks, who have lost 8 of 9 to 12-29-2, so not great stuff there for the Chicago Blackhawks. Pavelski, Marchman, Duchesne, 3 goal scorers for Dallas in the win, while Kachuk was a lone goal scorer for the Blackhawks in the loss. Not a great game there from the Hawks, losing 3-1, getting dropped down to their 8th loss of 9 games. So not great stuff there for Chicago, but still, it was a really good win there for the Dallas Stars to continue to find ways to win. Then the Arizona Coyotes will come out and shut out the Minnesota Wild 6-0. It was an absolutely destroying game for the Arizona Coyotes to improve to 21-18-2. Wild have now lost 4 straight, 8 of 9, and dropped to 17-20-5. So not great stuff there for the Minnesota Wild, who fell 3 games below 500. Bukestad, who had a hat trick, and Keller, who had 2 goals and assists, both had 3-point nights. Zucker, McBain, and Jersey all had 2 assists, and Kerfoot also scored for the Coyotes, while Ingram stopped all 38 shots he faced in the shutout and victory for the Arizona Coyotes. A very fantastic one there for Arizona, who finds themselves on the winning side of things, while the Wild, with the loss, like we said, dropped to 17-20-5. So not great stuff there for Minnesota, who continue to find ways to fall. But Arizona's at least keeping pace in the standings for a playoff spot. Then we saw the Boston Bruins, who never trailed in the game, beat the St. Louis Blues 4-3 in overtime. Very good win there for the Boston Bruins to finally end their losing streak via points-wise. They extend their point streak to 5 games and improve to 25-8-9, dropping the St. Louis Blues to 21-18-2 at the halfway point. So very good stuff there for the Boston Bruins. McAvoy, who had the OT winner, and Marchand both scored twice, and Pasternak and James and Reemsek both had 2 assists for the Bruins in the win, while Hayes, Sundqvist, and Neighbors were 3 goal scorers for the Blues in the loss. So not a great game there from the Blues. One they definitely want to have back. This was a winnable game. Even though they never led in this game, they still had a chance to win, and they do wind up losing. So not great stuff there. And then we saw the Calgary Flames jump out to a big lead and down the Vegas Golden Knights 3-1. Very good win there to win their 3rd straight and improve to 20-18-5, dropping the Golden Knights to 24-14-5. So not great stuff there for the Vegas Golden Knights. Backlund, Coleman both had goal and assists, and Kadri also scored for Flames in the win, while Stevenson was one goal scorer for Knights in the loss. So Knights continue to find ways to lose, not really great over the past little while, and the Flames continue to find ways to win, and they're starting to creep back up into a playoff race. So really good stuff there for Calgary. Those were the 16 games that happened over on Saturday. Going over to 2 games that happened on Sunday. First, the Washington Capitals and New York Rangers had the rematch. There was a home-and-home game, second in as many days between these 2 teams, and this time it was the Rangers who were able to do it. They got out to another 2-1 lead. This time they held on to it instead of giving up 2 goals, beating the Washington Capitals 2-1 to split the home-and-home series, end their 4-game losing streak, and improve to 27-13-2, dropping the Capitals to 20-15-6 at the halfway point. So very good stuff there for the Rangers. Panarin and Lafreniere were 2 goal scorers for New York in the win, while Oshie was a lone goal scorer for the Capitals in the loss. So not a great game there from the Capitals, and one they want to have back. It was a really decent game from each of these 2 teams, but still, it was a really good win there for the Rangers, as the Rangers were able to get a huge victory and their losing streak and keep ahead of teams in the Metro Division. And then the nightcap game on Sunday, we saw the Detroit Red Wings, after having a delayed flight, looking like they might not even play on in Toronto, arriving to the rink, I think it was like 90 minutes before game time, so they were really unprepared due to some of the weather that's happening over in the eastern side of things right now, so they were not expected to win. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-2, another embarrassing loss for the Leafs, thanks to this goal here from Andrew Kopp, a very good late game-winning goal from the Detroit Red Wings, who was able to help the Red Wings down the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-2. Red Wings improved their point streak to 6 and win improved to 22-16-5, while the Leafs have now lost back-to-back games, 3 in a row, and have dropped to 21-12-8. So not great stuff there for the Leafs. For Detroit, Larkin had a goal and an assist, and Kopp, Sprong, and Raymond also scored for the Red Wings in the win, while Marner and Holmberg were 2 goal scorers for the Leafs in the loss, as they drop both of the games on the back-to-back. So really bad stuff there for the Leafs, who continue to find ways to lose, and now have teams like Detroit and Tampa breathing down their backs, but still really good win there for Detroit, who's now pulled themselves back into the playoff race. So really good stuff there for Detroit. Those are 2 games that happened on Sunday. Now going over to 10 games that happened on Monday, yesterday. First, we saw the Buffalo Sabres come out and shut out the San Jose Sharks 3-0. Very good win there for the Buffalo Sabres to once again get within 2 games of 500 at 19-21-4, dropping the San Jose Sharks, who have now lost 14-15 at 10-31-2. So not good stuff there for San Jose. Milstead had 3.0 with a goal and 2 assists. Greenway and Tuck also scored, while Luukkonen stopped all 35 shots he faced in the shutout and the victory for the Sabres. So really good win there for Buffalo to continue to push forward and try and get back into a playoff race. So really good win there for Buffalo. Then we saw the Pittsburgh Penguins wind up beating the Seattle Kraken 3-0. Kraken's 9-game winning streak and 13-game point streak ends. So not great stuff there for the Kraken to have those things end, but they were a little bit banged up in this game, and this was a really long point streak for them. So very good stuff there for Seattle, who lose their first regulation game in a while and drop to 19-59, while the Penguins get a huge win, extend their point streak to 4 games, and improve to 21-15-6. So very good one there for Pittsburgh. Crosby scored twice, Rest had 2 assists, O'Connor also scored, and Jari stopped all 22 shots he faced in the victory for the Pittsburgh Penguins and the shutout. So very good stuff there for Jari, who had a fantastic game, and Crosby, who had another fantastic game. So really good stuff there for the Penguins. Then the Columbus Blue Jackets would come back. They were down a couple times in this game. They would beat the Vancouver Canucks 4-3 in a shootout to end the Vancouver Canucks 5-game winning streak. Canucks went up to a 6-game point streak though, and improved to 29-11-4 on the year. While Jackets with the win improved to 14-21-9. So very good stuff there for Columbus. Voronkov scored twice. Gaudreau had 2 assists. Chinakhov also scored in regulation, and Marchenko's lone goal scored in a shootout. Well, for the Canucks, Miller had a goal and an assist. Garland and Pettersson both also scored for Canucks in the shootout loss. So not great stuff there from the Canucks. Only probably on that back winnable game, could have extended their winning streak, but they find themselves on the losing side of things. Then we saw the Boston Bruins shut out New Jersey Devils 3-0. A really good theme here was that there was a lot of 3-0 shutout victories in this day. The Bruins were able to shut out the Devils 3-0. Bruins would extend their point streak to 5 games and improve to 26-8-9, while the Devils dropped to 22-16-3 at the halfway point. So not great stuff there from the Devils. One they probably want to have back, but still, it was a really interesting game. For Boston, Pastrnak had a goal and an assist. Marchand had 2 assists, and both Frederick and Coyle also scored. Will Swayman stopped all 31 shots he faced in the shutout and went for the Bruins. Devils didn't have any points. So not great stuff there from the Devils. Really embarrassing game, and one they probably want to have back, but still really good win there for Boston to keep ahead of teams like the Florida Panthers. Then the Florida Panthers, speaking of them, wound up blowing a couple of multi-goal leads, including a 2-0 and 4-2 lead, to lose to the Anaheim Ducks 5-4 in overtime. It was a really bad loss for Florida Panthers, who have now lost back-to-back games and fallen to 27-13-3, while the Ducks got a huge win there, improving to 15-27-1. So really good stuff there for the Ducks. Killorn scored twice, including the OT winner. Henrique had a goal and an assist. Vetrano had 2 assists, and Terry and Silverberg also scored for the Ducks in the win, while Bennett scored twice. Verhaeghe had a goal and an assist, and Reinhardt also scored for the Panthers in the loss. So not a great game there from the Panthers, who lose no OT. They at least get a point out of this one, which was really good, but they blew a couple multi-goal leads. Could have ended this one easier, but it was a loss for the Florida Panthers. So not great stuff there. Then the LA Kings were finally able to end their losing streak. They end their 8-game losing streak with a 5-2 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes, improving to 21-11-8. Well, they end the Carolina Hurricanes losing streak and dropped them to 24-14-5. So Carolina's point streak was up to 8 games. So not great stuff there for the Kings, but still really good stuff there for the Kings, who were able to get a win. They now had 3 points with a goal and 2 assists. Morris scored twice. Dubois had a goal and an assist. Roy, Anderson, Gavrikov all had 2 assists. And LaFerriere also scored for the Kings in the win. While for the Carolina Hurricanes, Drury and Martinook were 2 goal scorers for the Hurricanes in the loss, as they fall, like we said. So not great stuff there for Carolina. It was a really winnable game there throughout the first period, but the Kings came alive in the third period, and finally, after so many blown leads, were able to come out, get a huge lead, and beat the Carolina Hurricanes. So very good stuff there for the Kings. Then we saw the Vegas Golden Knights, thanks to a Mark Stone hat trick, beat the Nashville Predators 4-1. Very good win there for the Golden Knights to improve to 25-14-5, dropping the Predators to 24-19-1. Stone got the first goal of the game, the second goal of the game, and this goal here, which was the third goal of the game. Very good stuff there from Stone, who had himself a night, his first career regular season hat trick. So very good stuff there for Stone. Like we said, Stone has the hat trick. Dorofeev and Stevenson both have 2 assists, and Marshall also scores for the Golden Knights in the win, while Evangelista was a lone goal scorer for Predators in the loss. So not a great game there from the Predators, when they probably want to have back, but still really good win there for the Golden Knights. A much needed win there as well. Then we saw the Minnesota Wild start fast and never look back, and finally end their 4-game losing streak, beating the New York Islanders 5-0 to improve to 18-20-5, while the Islanders, who have now lost 6 of 8, drop to 19-14-10. Eriksson Ek scored twice. Foligno, Zuccarello both had goal and assist. Duer also scored, while Fleury stopped all 21 shots he faced in the shutout and the victory, which was his 552nd career NHL victory. Which puts him second all-time in most career wins for an NHL goaltender. So very fantastic milestone there for Fleury. Very good shutout win there for Fleury, and a huge win there for Minnesota Wild to get back on the winning side of things. Then we saw the Montreal Canadiens absolutely shocked the Colorado Avalanche. They were able to get a couple of leads in this game, scored a late tie-breaking goal in the third period, and wound up beating the Colorado Avalanche 4-3 to improve to 500 at 18-18-7. Very good win for the Habs, who dropped the Avalanche to 28-13-5. So not great stuff there for Colorado. For Montreal, Caulfield had a goal and an assist. Suzuki had 2 assists, and Slavkovsky, Armia, and Harvey Pinard also scored for Canadiens in the win. While for the Avalanche, Makar had a 3-point with a goal and 2 assists, and Taves and Colton also scored for the Avalanche in and a loss. So it wasn't a really great game there from the Avalanche. Only problem had back, losing to a lower opponent, but still, it was a really close game. The Canadiens were able to come away with the victory. And then we saw the Philadelphia Flyers also a late third period tie-breaking goal to beat the St. Louis Blues 4-2. Very good one there for the Philadelphia Flyers, who won 4 straight and improved to 24-14-6, dropping the Blues, who have now lost 3 of 4 to 21-19-2. So not great stuff there for the St. Louis Blues. Lon, Palin, Tippett, and Farabee were 4 goal scorers for the Flyers in the win, while Shin had 2 assists and Son Sunquist were 2 goal scorers for Blues in the loss. So not a great game there from the Blues when they probably want to have it back. Interesting back and forth game, but it was the Flyers who ended up coming away with the victory. And those were 10 games that happened yesterday on Monday. So those were games that happened over the past couple of days. Lots of interesting games on Saturday when all teams played. And there were also a couple of interesting games on Sunday, and the 10 games that yesterday were also pretty interesting. So those are your game reviews from the past couple of days. Going over to a quick 41 game review for a couple more teams. There are a handful more teams who wound up hitting it over the weekend. The Rangers at the halfway point are 26-13-2 for 54 points, 136 goals, 420 goals against, a plus 16 rating. Plays with 30 more points at the halfway point. Panarin had 26 goals, 32 assists, 58 points. He's on pace for 116 points. Trocheck has 13 goals, 20 assists, 41 points. He's on pace for 82. Zibanejad had 39 points. He's on pace for 78. And Kryer's on pace for 74 points. So really good stuff there for the Rangers. Then the Penguins at halfway point are 20-15-6 for 46 points, 126 goals for, 113 goals against, a plus 13 rating. Played with 30 more points at halfway point. Gensel's on pace for 92 points, so really good stuff there. Krejci has 24 goals, 20 assists, 44 points, on pace for 48 goals. Malkin has 15 goals, 20 assists, 35 points, and Carlson has 7 goals, 23 assists, 30 points. Really good stuff there for Pittsburgh. Then the Arizona Coyotes at the halfway point, 21-18-2 for 44 points, 126 goals, 473 goals against, a plus 3 rating. At the halfway point, the only player who has over 30 points is Clayton Keller, who has 17 goals, 21 assists, 38 points, on pace for 76 points. So interesting stuff there. Then we saw for the St. Louis Blues at the halfway point, exact same record as the Coyotes, 21-18-2 for 44 points. They had 118 goals for, 131 goals against, a minus 13 rating. Players with over 30 points at the halfway point. Thomas, who has 44 points, on pace for 88. Buchnevich, who has 13 goals, 19 assists, 32 points. And Cairo, who has 12 goals, 19 assists, 31 points. Really good stuff there for St. Louis. Then Washington at the halfway point is staying with the Pittsburgh Penguins, 26-15-6 for 46 points. They have 99 goals for, 125 goals against, a minus 26 rating. Ovechkin is the closest player to 30 points at the halfway point with 8 goals, 19 assists, and 27 points. He's only on pace for 54 points, so not great stuff there for the Capitals. And then you have the Maple Leafs, who at the halfway point were 21-12-8 for 50 points, 148 goals for, 134 goals against, a plus 14 rating. Players who have 30 more points at the halfway point: Nylander has 57, Matthews has 48, Marner's 46, Tavares has 34, as well as Riley, who has 34. Marner's on pace for 92 points, Matthews is on pace for 96 points with 66 goals, and Nylander's on pace for 42 goals and 114 points. So really good stuff there for the Leafs. And then yesterday we saw one more team hit the halfway point in the New Jersey Devils. At the halfway point, they're 22-16-3 for 47 points, 142 goals for, 144 goals against, minus 2 rating. Players who have over 30 points at the halfway point is Bratt, who has 46, and Hughes, who has 45. Bratt's on pace for 92 points, and Hughes is on pace for 90 points, but Hughes has also missed a ton of time, so that's surprising. So really interesting stuff there. I mean, the Devils are doing all right, so are the Penguins, so are the Coyotes, so are the Blues, so are the Capitals. None of them are doing overly well, but none of them are doing extremely awful. The Leafs and Rangers are doing a little bit better than those other teams, so that's really good to see. We only have 3 teams who have yet to hit the 41 game mark. That is the Edmonton Oilers, LA Kings, and Ottawa Senators, and they should all be able to do that in the next couple of days of game action. So we'll have to wait and see, but those are our teams who have hit the halfway point as of right now. And then going over to a quick game preview here for the next couple of days. We have 8 games playing later today, 3 games happening on Wednesday tomorrow, so those are going to be some interesting days of game action. Later today at 4 p.m. Pacific time, Avalanche take on Senators. Avalanche looking to sweep the season series. Senators looking to string together 2 straight wins. Kraken take on Rangers. Kraken looking to get a huge victory over the New York Rangers to start a new point streak. Rangers looking to try and keep ahead of the other teams in the Metro. Capitals looking to get back on the winning side of things, taking on a Ducks team who's looking for back-to-back wins. Then we have 2 games at 5 p.m. Pacific time. The Kings take on the Stars. Kings trying to win back-to-back games. Stars trying to keep pace with the Avs and the Jets for top spot in the Central Division. Jets take on the Islanders. Jets looking to try and start a new point streak, taking on the Islanders team who's looking to win their 20th of the year and finally finally get a win here. At 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, two of the worst teams in the NHL play as the Sharks take on the Blackhawks. Sharks trying to win their second in only 16 games. Blackhawks trying to win only their second in 10 games. So both these teams are slipping right now. It'll be interesting to see who comes away with the victory. And then we have two games at 6 p.m. Pacific time, a rematch of last week's game between the Arizona Coyotes and the Calgary Flames. Coyotes trying to get a huge win to improve in the standings. Flames trying to get a huge win to improve in the standings as well. So it'll be interesting to see who gets the win there. Coyotes also trying to look for a little bit of revenge after losing to Flames in embarrassing fashion last week. And then the Maple Leafs take on the Oilers at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Oilers looking for the 11th straight victory. Leafs trying to end their 3-game losing streak. So that'll be an interesting game. And then tomorrow there are 3 games of NHL action. 2 at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 1 at 4:30. At 4 we have the Red Wings take on the Panthers. Wings trying to keep pace for a playoff spot. Panthers trying to catch the Boston Bruins. Devils take on the Canadiens. Canadiens looking to get back above 500. Devils looking to try and keep pace for the playoff race. And at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Sabres take on the Blackhawks. Sabres looking to try to get within 1 game of 500. While the Chicago Blackhawks are looking to try and win back-to-back games possibly over both San Jose and Buffalo. So it'll be interesting to see. But those are all the games that are happening over the next couple of days. And lastly, we're going over to a quick look at the standings. As of January 16th, 2024, the Boston Bruins lead the Atlantic Division with 61 points, followed by 57 point Florida and 50 point Toronto. 56 point New York Rangers lead the Metro, followed by 54 point Philly and 53 point Carolina. 49 point Detroit and Tampa are two wildcard teams, and they're followed by 48 point Pittsburgh, 48 point NYI, 47 point Jersey, 46 point Washington, 43 point Montreal, 42 point Buffalo, 37 point Columbus, and 30 point Ottawa. And those are teams on the outside looking in right now in the East. If you look at the Western Conference in the Central, Winnipeg leads it with 60 points, followed by 59 point Colorado and 55 point Dallas. 62 point Vancouver is first in the Pacific, followed by 55 point Vegas and 50 point LA. The two wildcard teams are 49 point Nashville and 47 point Edmonton, and teams behind them are 47 point Seattle, 45 point Calgary, 44 point Arizona, 44 point St. Louis, 41 point Minnesota, 31 point Anaheim, 26 point Chicago, and 23 point San Jose. And those are teams on the outside looking in as of right now on the Western Conference side. So it'll be interesting to see. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this down in the comment section. That's all I'm going to talk about for today. Which games excited you the most over the weekend? Was any of the games that happened on Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Are you looking forward to any of the games that are happening on Tuesday or Wednesday? What do you think about the teams who have hit the 41 game mark, like New York, New Jersey, Toronto, Pittsburgh? Lots of these teams who have hit the 41 game mark now. And what do you think about the standings? Are you surprised that Edmonton's in the playoff spot? Are you surprised Edmonton and Seattle are closing in on LA? Are you surprised that Winnipeg and Vancouver are still the top 2 teams in the Western Conference? Are you surprised that Florida is still within striking distance of Boston? Are you surprised that the Rangers lead in the Metro Division has shrunken hugely? Are you surprised that the Flyers are now back down into second in the Metro? Are you surprised that the Atlantic teams are now 2 teams in the playoff spot? Definitely. Let's hear your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's what I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you're like to subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I've never been able to do it with all of you guys, so I'm going to continue to subscribe so we can hit 250 subscribers. Also the blog, talk about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so definitely check that out. I've linked to that in the description below. Remember, on Saturday, we're going to be doing a playoff preview video, so standings as of Friday night, I'll be doing a playoff preview video for that, seeing who I would think would go to the Stanley Cup final if the playoffs were to start at that point in time. So we'll get to that on Saturday, but that's all I'm going to talk about for today. See you guys soon.